In the year 2019, in the picturesque coastal town of Cresthaven, a thrilling tale unfolded that would forever etch the name Johnson into the annals of suspense and courage. The Johnson family, comprised of parents Sarah and David, along with their teenage children Emily and James, had long yearned for a vacation that would provide respite from their bustling city lives. They eagerly anticipated their summer getaway, their chosen destination a charming coastal town by the sea. The allure of Cresthaven was undeniable, with its pristine beaches, quaint cafes, and the promise of tranquil ocean views. In their quest for the perfect vacation experience, the Johnsons decided to opt for an Airbnb rental, a cozy house nestled on a hill with an inviting balcony that boasted a breathtaking panoramic view of the sea. The journey to their vacation abode was an adventure in itself, as they navigated winding coastal roads that revealed glimpses of cerulean waves crashing against rocky shores. The anticipation grew as the family approached their temporary sanctuary, and the moment they laid eyes on the house, they were smitten. It was a picturesque cottage, painted a calming shade of pastel blue, surrounded by lush greenery that seemed to embrace it. The first few days of their vacation were idyllic, filled with long walks on the beach, leisurely visits to the local markets, and evenings spent gazing at the stars from the comfort of their balcony. The house was just as described in the Airbnb listing, and the Johnsons revelled in their good fortune. However, the tranquility would soon give way to a creeping sense of unease. As the days wore on, the Johnsons began to notice peculiar occurrences. Strangers would often loiter around the perimeter of their rented home, seemingly engrossed in casual conversation, but casting furtive glances toward the house. At night, the family could hear soft but distinct noises that they couldn't quite place, faint rustling, hushed conversations, and footsteps that seemed to lead nowhere. Emily, the observant and curious teenager, stumbled upon a clue that would unravel the mystery they had inadvertently become a part of. While exploring the spacious garage one afternoon, she noticed a loose floorboard hidden beneath an old rug. A sense of intrigue and curiosity compelled her to investigate further, and to her astonishment, the floorboard concealed a small, hidden compartment. Inside were several boxes, each sealed meticulously. The sense of foreboding that had been lurking in the background crystallized into stark realization. The Johnson family was unwittingly involved in something far more sinister than they could have ever imagined. The boxes held a secret that threatened to shatter the veneer of their dream vacation. Fueled by a mixture of curiosity and concern for their safety, the family embarked on a quest to uncover the truth. Armed with determination and a collective intelligence that rivaled even the most seasoned investigators, they began to piece together the puzzle. As nights turned into days and days into weeks, the Johnsons delved into the shadows, using their unique skills to uncover the sinister web that had ensnared them. David, a software engineer, meticulously tracked unusual patterns of communication among the strangers lurking near their home. Sarah, a lawyer known for her sharp wit, sifted through local news archives and legal documents, searching for any hints of illicit activities in the town. Emily and James, fueled by youthful enthusiasm and an insatiable thirst for adventure, went undercover, blending seamlessly into the town's community to gather information. With each revelation, the gravity of their situation deepened. It turned out that the house they had rented was unknowingly being used as a hub for an organized criminal group involved in drug smuggling along the seashore. The hidden compartment in the garage was a conduit for illegal substances, hidden away in plain sight. The family's discovery painted a terrifying picture. Their picturesque vacation was now a backdrop for a dangerous operation, and their presence in the house put them in the crosshairs of criminals who would stop at nothing to protect their illicit business. Realizing that they could not rely solely on their own resources to confront the danger that surrounded them, the Johnsons made the difficult decision to involve the local police. They presented their findings, laying out the intricate web of criminal activity that had ensnared them. The police, impressed by their diligence and astuteness, initiated an extensive investigation, determined to dismantle a criminal organization that had used the town's tranquility as a facade for their nefarious activities. The climax of the story arrived like a crescendo, a culmination of suspense and bravery. Collaborating closely with the Johnsons, the police devised a sting operation to apprehend the key members of the criminal group. With precision and coordination, they executed the operation, and as dawn broke over the Cresthaven horizon, a series of arrests sent shockwaves through the town. The criminals who had exploited the Johnson family's vacation home for their illicit gains were now facing the consequences of their actions. The hidden compartment, once a symbol of menace, was emptied of its sinister contents, and the Johnsons watched as justice unfolded before their eyes. The aftermath of the operation saw the Johnson family hailed as heroes in Cresthaven. Their tenacity and courage had not only exposed a criminal operation, but also helped to restore the town's sense of security. The community that had once seemed like a temporary escape became a place where the Johnsons had forged lasting connections and left an indelible mark. However, while the criminals were apprehended and justice was served, the road to resolution wasn't without its challenges. Investigation and subsequent legal proceedings took much longer than anyone had anticipated. The intricate nature of the criminal network, the web of connections, and the need for irrefutable evidence led to a prolonged legal battle. Months turned into a year, and the Johnson family found themselves entangled in court hearings, testimonies, and the intricate labyrinth of the legal system. The once thrilling summer vacation became a distant memory as they navigated the complexities of providing accurate information and being available for various legal proceedings. Their lives were put on hold as they awaited the final verdict that would bring closure to their ordeal. During this trying time, the Johnsons leaned on each other for support. Their bond grew stronger as they faced the challenges together, their shared determination unyielding. Despite the emotional toll, they never wavered in their commitment to see the case through to its conclusion. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the legal proceedings came to an end. The criminals were found guilty and received sentences that reflected the gravity of their actions. The town of Cresthaven breathed a collective sigh of relief, and the Johnsons could finally start to rebuild their lives. As they returned to their normal routines, they carried with them not only the memories of the harrowing experience, but also the profound sense of accomplishment that came from standing up against adversity. The picturesque coastal town that had once seemed like the perfect escape had transformed into a symbol of resilience and strength for the Johnson family. Their story became a source of inspiration for others, a reminder that even in the face of unexpected challenges, ordinary individuals can rise to the occasion and make a significant impact. The Johnsons' tale was shared far and wide, serving as a testament to the power of courage, determination, and unity in the pursuit of justice. And so, the name Johnson became synonymous not only with the suspenseful tale that unfolded in Cresthaven, but also with the unwavering spirit that turned a vacation into a remarkable journey of courage and triumph. In the year 2017, at a charming apartment complex nestled in the heart of a bustling city, a tale of terror and bravery unfolded. The place was known for its vintage architecture and vibrant atmosphere, making it a popular choice for short-term rentals. This particular story revolves around two individuals, Emily and Alex, a young couple deeply in love. Emily, a radiant woman with a passion for art, had longed for a romantic getaway with her boyfriend, Alex, who was an aspiring musician. The couple had been together for years, and their relationship was characterized by a profound sense of companionship and shared dreams. Eager to celebrate their anniversary, they decided to rent a cozy apartment in the city for a few days of uninterrupted quality time together. The apartment they chose had an old-world charm, with exposed brick walls, intricate wooden detailing, and large windows that allowed sunlight to filter in, casting a warm glow over the space. The date was set, and they were filled with anticipation as they embarked on their romantic escape. As the sun began to set on the first day of their stay, the couple explored the neighborhood hand in hand, discovering quaint cafes and quirky boutiques. They felt like the world was theirs to explore, and the apartment became a haven where they could retreat after each day's adventure. On the third day of their stay, Emily and Alex decided to spend a quiet afternoon in. Emily had brought her sketch pad, hoping to capture the apartment's charm on paper. Alex strummed his guitar softly, creating a soothing melody that filled the air. With the scent of a home-cooked meal wafting from the kitchen, the atmosphere was serene and idyllic. Little did they know that danger lurked in the shadows. The apartment's landlord, a seemingly harmless man named Mr. Simmons, had sinister intentions masked by a facade of maintenance and home inspection. Mr. Simmons had been secretly monitoring the activities of his tenants for quite some time. He had meticulously studied their routines and habits, waiting for an opportunity to strike. On that fateful afternoon, as Emily was engrossed in her sketches and Alex's gentle tunes played in the background, Mr. Simmons seized what he believed to be the perfect moment. With a spare key in hand, he quietly entered the apartment, his footsteps muffled by the carpeted floor. He approached the room where Emily was immersed in her artwork, his heart pounding with a twisted mixture of excitement and malice. Just as he was about to make his move, fate intervened. A neighbor's dog, startled by a passing car, unleashed a sudden bout of barking. Emily's attention was drawn to the noise, and a shiver ran down her spine as she felt an inexplicable sense of unease. She glanced around, her eyes locking onto the shadowy figure standing at the doorway, his intentions all too clear in his predatory gaze. Emily's heart raced as fear gripped her. In that moment of terror, she screamed, her voice piercing through the air. Alex, who had been in the kitchen, dropped his guitar and rushed to the source of the commotion. Bursting into the room, he instinctively shielded Emily, his protective instincts kicking in without a second thought. The confrontation that followed was intense. Mr. Simmons, caught off guard by Alex's sudden appearance and fierce determination to protect his girlfriend, found himself overpowered. A struggle ensued, echoing through the apartment as furniture toppled and objects clattered to the ground. Emily had grabbed a heavy sketch pad, ready to defend herself if needed. Their cries for help did not go unheard. A concerned neighbor, alerted by the earlier barking of their dog, had already called the police. Within minutes, sirens wailed outside the apartment complex, drawing closer with each passing second. Realizing that his plan had crumbled and escape was futile, Mr. Simmons attempted a desperate dash towards the window. But before he could reach it, the sound of boots pounding on the staircase reached his ears, and the police burst through the door. Guns drawn and adrenaline pumping, they swiftly apprehended the would-be attacker, bringing an end to his reign of terror. The aftermath of the ordeal left Emily and Alex shaken, but bound by an even deeper connection. Their love, tested in the crucible of fear and danger, emerged stronger than ever. The apartment, once a symbol of romance, became a haunting memory that they chose to overcome together. They stood as witnesses against Mr. Simmons, ensuring that justice was served. In the years that followed, Emily continued to pursue her passion for art, channeling her emotions onto the canvas and using her experience to raise awareness about personal safety. Alex of Music took on a new depth as he channeled his emotions into lyrics that resonated with listeners who had faced their own trials. As for the apartment complex, it underwent security enhancements to ensure the safety and privacy of its tenants. The incident served as a reminder that even in the most unexpected of places, courage and love could conquer the darkest of intentions. Emily and Alex's story, while born out of a terrifying encounter, became a testament to the power of resilience, unity, and the unwavering strength of the human spirit. Three. In the year of 2021, at a picturesque remote cabin nestled within the dense woods of Pinhaven, a quaint and secluded town, 5 friends embarked on a long-awaited vacation. The cabin, rented through Airbnb, promised a peaceful retreat from the hustle and bustle of their city lives. Leading the group was Sarah, an adventurous soul with a knack for organizing unforgettable getaways. Accompanying her were Mark, the witty and resourceful tech guru, Emily, an artist with an eye for capturing beauty in the mundane, Mike, a nature enthusiast and self-proclaimed survivalist, and Lily, the calming presence who grounded the group with her logical reasoning. The group had been planning this getaway for months. They were a tight-knit bunch, having known each other since college. Their shared desire for adventure and a break from routine had brought them to the tranquil beauty of Pinheaven. As the sun began to set on their first day at the cabin, the friends marveled at the breathtaking view from the porch, unaware of the looming threat that would soon test the strength of their friendship. As night fell, a sudden power outage engulfed the cabin in darkness. Startled but unafraid, the friends decided to make the most of it, lighting candles and sharing stories that echoed through the silent woods. Their laughter and camaraderie filled the cabin until a loud knock at the door shattered the peaceful atmosphere. The room fell silent as their faces turned pale. Mark, ever the fearless one, grabbed a flashlight and opened the door cautiously, revealing an envelope taped to the frame. Inside the envelope was a chilling message scrawled in red ink. "Welcome to your prison. You are now at my mercy. If you want to leave Pinheaven alive, you'll pay a price." Confusion and fear gripped the group, and their attempts to communicate with the outside world failed as their phones displayed no signal. Panic began to set in, and Mark's technical expertise proved useless in the face of this unexpected situation. The realization dawned upon them that they were truly isolated, trapped in the midst of a cruel game. Days turned into nights as they pondered their dire circumstances. The cabin, once a refuge, now felt like a cage. Their supplies dwindled, and tension among the friends escalated. Paranoia seeped in as they debated each other's motives, their trust in one another tested. Sarah's leadership began to waver, Mark's bravado faltered, Emily's optimism dimmed, Mike's resilience waned, and Lily's logic struggled to calm their racing hearts. Yet, amidst the desperation, Lily stumbled upon a hidden compartment beneath the cabin's floorboards. Inside, they found an old journal written by a previous occupant who had experienced a similar ordeal. The journal hinted at a way out, a secret path through the woods that led to a remote ranger station. With newfound hope, the group decided to embark on this dangerous journey, determined to escape the clutches of their tormentor. As they followed the journal's instructions, the group encountered numerous obstacles, both physical and emotional. They traversed treacherous terrain, battled the elements, and confronted their own inner demons. Their bonds were tested to the brink as they faced near-death experiences and revelations that shook their understanding of the world and each other. Finally, after days of struggle, they reached the ranger station, only to find it abandoned and decrepit. As despair threatened to consume them, they stumbled upon a hidden compartment in the ranger station's wall. Inside, they discovered a cache of supplies, a working radio, and a map that detailed a path to safety. With renewed determination, they radioed for help and provided their location. Their tormentor, realizing that his grip on them was slipping, made a final desperate attempt to stop them. A tense standoff ensued as they defended their newfound sanctuary from the very person who had orchestrated their ordeal. In the end, unity and resilience prevailed, and the authorities arrived just in time to apprehend the host, ending the friends' nightmarish ordeal. Months after the harrowing incident, the group reunited in Pinheaven to reflect on their shared experience. The events had changed them all, deepening their bonds and reminding them of the strength they possessed as individuals and as friends. The woods that once felt threatening now held a different kind of beauty, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is hope, courage, and the enduring power of human connection. And as they watched the sunset from the porch of the cabin, they knew that the scars of their ordeal would forever be a part of their story, a testament to their resilience and the unbreakable ties that bound them together.